Hello everyone, it's Annie and I'm here finally with my December TBR. I am participating in the Reindeer Readathon this month, just like the last 2 years, and this year I have been put on Team Snowflake. So go Team Snowflake. We're gonna win, just saying, because for some reason I'm not really competitive, but for this readathon in particular, I always go all out. And even though I'm super busy, I'm moving, and there's just a ton of things going on, I am committed to doing every single prompt and bonus prompt for this readathon, so we're gonna win. But let's get into the prompts. First, we have Dasher, for which I'm going to be reading One Last Stop. So this prompt is to finish a book that you started and have not finished, which is what I'm doing here because I am about halfway through it and it's been many months since I put it down, so I definitely just want to finish it this year because it's just kind of ridiculous at this point. So that is the book I'm going to read for Dasher. Of course, One Last Stop is a delightful sapphic contemporary slash a tiny bit of sci-fi because of the time travel romance, and I love it. Yeah, I love it. I already know it's gonna be 5 stars, so I'm excited to just finish it. The next prompt is Dancer, for which I'm going to be reading The Dawn of Yangchen by F.C. Yi, who also wrote the 2 Kyoshi novels, which I loved. This prompt was to read a book with like script or flowy words on the cover, and I think this counts because I gotta be honest, that was way harder than I thought it would be to fit this prompt. So this is the book I'm going to read, also because I really want to read it. And I seem to be in like a cozy fantasy sci-fi mood right now, which is very different from what I have been reading, which is all horror. So we're in like our cozy SFF era right now, and we're going to be reading The Dawn of Yangchen for Dancer. And then for Prancer, I'm going to be reading How to Excavate a Heart, which is a YA sapphic rom-com, I believe. Maybe not a com, just a romance, contemporary romance, about 2 Jewish girls on Christmas, and I am so excited. The prompt for Prancer is to read a book with your favorite season on the cover, and I gotta be honest, I have always been between winter and fall for my favorite season, so I just picked winter because it was easier and I already wanted to read How to Excavate a Heart. If you've seen the author on TikTok, they have been promoting the hell out of this book, and I am just so excited. I feel like it might be actually kind of hard-hitting, so I'm a little intrigued by that, let's say. The cover is absolutely stunning, so I am so excited to read this, and I'm hoping to buy it as well. So hopefully we'll see. And then for Vixen, I'm reading Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. The prompt is to read a book that you're afraid might be overhyped. And I'm gonna be honest, I liked these Violent Delights. The second one I liked a little bit less. And I mean, Chloe Gong is really hyped up, let's be honest. So I think I will like this, hopefully, but I am a little nervous because I just don't know which way it's gonna go. This book is a spin-off from These Violent Delights duology, centering on one of these side characters. She is demisexual, which makes me definitely want to read this, and it's like a spy book, which is interesting. It's also over 500 pages, which brings us to the first bonus prompt, which is Christmas Star, to read a book over 500 pages. So that is the book I'm going to be reading for that bonus as well. Okay, now for Comet, I'm reading The Heart of the Sun Warrior, which is the second book in the duology of The Daughter of the Moon Goddess, which I really enjoyed. And I am reading this because the prompt for Comet is like a space or cosmic related word, and sun counts. So I'm reading this. So yeah, it's the second in the duology, so I don't want to give too much away. And I also have the arc of this, even though it's already out. I still have the e-arc of this on NetGalley. So because it's an ebook, I'm going to be applying this to the Christmas Lights bonus prompt as well, which is to read an ebook. So I'm very excited about that. I just, you know, the vibe of December is to scramble and finish all the duologies and series that you haven't finished yet. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So hopefully I succeed. This is also another really long one, so I'll do my best. And then for Cupid, we have Kiss Her Once for Me, which I just got in the mail from Book of the Month. I am so excited about this book. I have heard amazing things. This is about a girl who met this girl last Christmas and they had a fling, and then they separated and she's like still hung up on this girl, and then there's a fake dating thing with her boss, and it turns out that her boss's sister is this girl, and they get back together, I'm sure. Yeah, so I am really excited about this. The Cupid prompt is to read a book with one of your favorite tropes in it, and fake dating definitely is it, as well as second chance romance. So we're gonna read this. I already started this because this is December 1st when I'm filming, and I love it so far. It's so good. The next prompt is Donner, which is to read a book that you want to read but you don't like the cover. So I'm kind of phoning it in here. I am going to read Othello by Shakespeare because I always try and read one Shakespeare play a year, and this year y'all voted and you wanted me to read Othello, so I'm going to be reading Othello, but like, let's be honest, the cover is really not exciting. So that's why I'm applying it to this prompt. I'm also going to be maybe applying it to the Christmas Carols bonus because I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and that is the bonus prompt, is to read an audiobook. So I can really do that for any of the books on this list, but especially for Shakespeare because it's meant to be performed, I like listening to on audio. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, for Blitzen, this was interesting. It was to use a random number generator and find a book that ends in that number, like a page number. So I am going to be reading A Million to One, which is Adiba Jagradar's new release, which I'm so excited about. It is a sapphic historical romance on the Titanic. What? Like, I am so excited about this. This is one of my most anticipated releases. I cannot wait for this. It gets released in December very, very soon, so I will be jumping on my library's hold list on Libby as soon as possible. So this has 304 pages, so I rolled a 4 in the random number generator, and thank God one of my most anticipated releases ends in the number 4, because I am just so excited for this. I have been burned in the past with Titanic retellings. I'm not gonna name names, but I'm a little bit worried, but I think, I trust Adiba Jagradar because I really liked Hani and Ishu, so we'll see, but I am cautiously excited. Okay, for Rudolph, it is to start a new series, and you all know I'm going to be starting and finishing the Broken Earth trilogy in December. This is going to be my vlog. I'm also intending to make it a moving vlog because I'm decorating my new place and moving everything in. So I'm going to be reading the 5th season for Rudolph, and then of course the other 2, which is The Obelisk Gate and The Stone Sky, I believe, which I don't own physical copies of, but I have the 5th season, and I am just so excited because in December on my channel I always have a vlog where I read a popular fantasy trilogy, and this is the one for this year, and I am just so excited. The world building N.K. Jemisin seems to be doing, I've actually never read her, which is like kind of embarrassing. So this is going to be my first N.K. Jemisin book as well. But her world building just is masterful. Like, I know that. So I am really, really excited. I know that this deals with this race of people who can control the earth and like make earthquakes, and like, it just sounds awesome. Earthbenders, very cool stuff. So I'm excited to start and finish this series for the vlog. Okay, so the last prompt is Slaying It, which is a bonus prompt, and it is if you finish every single prompt, including all the other bonuses, you can repeat one of the prompts, one of the reindeer, and get more points for your team. And like I said, I am competitive with this readathon, so I always do that. And I'm going to be repeating Dasher with Monster Brew Cormorant. Yes, I read the first of this, which is Trader Brew Cormorant, in January. It's almost been a year, which is absolutely ridiculous because that is one of my favorite books of all time. I loved that book so much, and I need to read the sequel. And Dasher, the prompt, has actually 2 different options. So the first option, which is the one that I was doing for One Last Stop, is to read a book that you had already started and put down. But the other part of this prompt, the other option, is to read a series, like continue a series that you had put down for a while. So this definitely counts. I need to read this because I am just so excited. If you know, you know, the ending of Trader Brew Cormorant was extremely heart-wrenching and just ripped me apart. So I definitely want to read this for slaying it. Okay, so that is it for the Reindeer Readathon prompts. But since I'm an overachiever and I always like to read a ton of books, and I am in my cozy fantasy sci-fi era right now, I have a couple more books that are all very long, and I don't know what I'm doing with myself. Actually, they're not all very long. The first one that I really want to read, I really want to get to, is Legends and Lattes. Of course, everyone has loved this book. It was self-published first and then got picked up, I believe, by Tor, and it's a sapphic fantasy, cozy fantasy about a orc, I think, who runs this coffee shop, and it just sounds so sweet, and everyone that I watch on Booktube has loved it. So it's actually pretty short. The audiobook is 6 hours, so I definitely can read it this month in between all the other monster books that I am trying to get to. Yeah, so that one is a definite. Another definite is A Portrait of an Unknown Lady, which is super short. It's under 200 pages, and the audiobook is 4 hours, so I'm doing this. It is for the Found in Translation book club. It's the last Found in Translation book club pick for 2022, so of course I have to read it because it's my book club. This is not a fantasy or anything. It is about an art forger and like the mystery behind that. When it comes to novellas, I don't really like to know that much about the book beforehand because I'm afraid it's going to spoil me, but this is translated from Spanish. I believe the author is Argentinian, and I am pretty excited to read it, especially because it's short. So please join us as well if you want to read. You can join our Discord and join us for the live show, which is hopefully going to be the first or second Tuesday of January. Okay, I have 3 more books. I don't know what I'm doing to myself because look at this. Okay, first we have P. Jelly's Clark, A Master of Gin, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this month. I really don't know, but I really want to because it's been sitting on my shelf and it looks so pretty, and I know it's a sapphic fantasy and I just really want to get to it. It's amazing. I'm hoping this month to also do another sapphic reading vlog. I know I've kind of fallen off of doing that because I used to do one every month, so I really want to get back to that. So I'm hoping to do one. So this is a sapphic fantasy set in an alternate Cairo in 1912, and we follow Fatma, who's the youngest woman working for the Ministry of Alchemy, Enchantments, and Supernatural Entities. And when someone murders the members of a secret brotherhood dedicated to one of the most famous men in history, Al-Jahiz, Agent Fatma is called to the case. Yeah, so I'm excited about this. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to read it because I just have so many long books to read, including this next one, which, just look at it. Why am I doing this to myself? But I want to read it. I want to read it so badly. This is the only one of the sapphic trifecta that I haven't read, which is She Who Became the Sun and The Jasmine Throne. I read both of those. I love them both. The Unbroken is the only one that I haven't read, and I really need to read it because it's been sitting on my shelf telling me, Annie, you need to read me. And I just haven't, and I'm so sorry. But I really want to. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it this month, but this is like the vibe that I'm going for this month. This is what I want to be reading. So hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. The last book on this TBR is Silver Under Nightfall by Rinch Peko, which I love. I love the cover, like the super saturated colors of it. I think it's really fun. This is a vampire fantasy that is also queer, which, yes, please. It's also quite long though. This one is over 500 pages too, so I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll see. So this follows Remy Pendergast, who is a vampire hunter, and he, is going through his life hunting vampires, and one day he is offered a spot alongside a vampire to kind of figure out this new virus that is going around that's creating a new breed of vampire that's terrorizing people, and Remy kind of doesn't want to do it, and they're vampires, so like his loyalties are kind of being tested, and there's queer love along the way, maybe. The synopsis is kind of all over the place and it's really long, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to read it all right now, but I know that I'm into it. So I bought this from my library and I'm going to be the person to take it out. So I really want to get to this because it just sounds so much fun. It kind of is giving me Blade Runner vibes with the whole like you're hunting vampires, but are you a vampire yourself and you don't know it? Which is a trope that I absolutely adore. I love that so much. So if there's ever even an inkling of that trope, I will be there. So this is the last book that I am really hoping to read for December. So that was a bit of a mess of a video, but thank you very much for watching. I have so many books to read. Definitely comment down below what books you're hoping to read, and comment what team you're on for the Reindeer Readathon. Of course, I'm going to be putting all the information for that readathon down in the description below so you can check it out. And it's so much fun. It's going to be awesome. Go Team Snowflake. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more bookish videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye!